Okay, so I'm a little bit embarrassed. Welcome. This is Graybeard's studio. I forgot to upload the intro. I just realized as I was doing the countdown, I'm like, where's my intro at? And I went, oh, I didn't upload it. So this is me cleverly stalling as it's uploading. And we're going to pretend that none of this happened. You're watching me right now, but what you're seeing is an illusion. I'm not really here. This is just stall tactics employed by me so that I can do this.
You're old, groaning like a geezer.
Beautiful, man. Hey, glad to see you guys. Welcome, everybody. It's Graybeard's studio. This is episode 59. We are doing the Valiant Universe, even though all of you have been begging for us to do the Malibu Ultraverse. And then what did you do? You voted for Valiant. And if you remember, we did Gold Key a while ago, which was essentially Valiant. So you guys are stuck on Valiant. I can't explain it. You're going to have to explain it. But we're going to draw it anyway, because that's what we do here. So the hearts were, of course, Valentine's Day. Did I just say that? Oh my gosh. I'm tripping, man. So it is Valentine's Day, or so I'm told. I did get my wife flowers and candy and a balloon and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't forget, but I did forget to load the intro, which is kind of embarrassing, but not really, because I'm old anyway. And I think you guys sort of expect that from me. Let's meet some other guys who are not quite as old as I am. Well, one of them is way older than me, but most of these guys are younger than me, but they're still old. How about David Williams? Oh,
What's that?
wow. Look at that, man. That is, that's some intense comic arting. I was looking for a new adjective there, and I couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah. Some fearsome goodness.
That's right. Now, are you at this point done with the preview book, and you're just moving on?
Oh, yeah, I've been done with the preview book. I'm waiting for to finish this, which will be relatively soon.
Okay.
Just got a few more pages left.
Excellent. Let's bring in a guy who he doesn't have a few pages left, but we hope he has a few years left. It's Gary Martin. There he is.
So you kind of dropped the ball there, Aaron. You missed your opportunity to send the wife the perfect Valentine's Day gift.
Which was? That's like our new iconography for the show is corn dogs. It's going to come synonymous with Graybeard Studios, the corn dog. So Gary, you got a Titleist hat on. Are you a golfer?
That's like claiming you're an artist. You have to let other
true,
people...
but do you attempt to play golf regularly or semi-regularly?
Regularly, yes.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I have a story I'll tell later of one of my golf buddies.
Okay. I got some bad news for you guys. There's one of our cast members is feeling a little bit under the weather. Wasn't sure he was going to make it or not, but I think I see his. Let me bring him in, see if he's there. He's not like throwing up on the toilet or anything. Let's see if Kelsey's there. Oh, it doesn't look good.
It's Valiant Day. Bah!
He's barfing hard because
It's
he's
also
throwing up-
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
That's Valentine's Day vomit right there.
Happy Valentine's Day.
How do you say that sound effect?
Blarg.
There's your next art auction piece right there, folks.
Yeah.
Get your bids in now. Get your
Well,
bids in
hey,
now.
I just wanted to say real quick, it's nice to know that Gary's not getting low on corn dogs.
Yeah.
I hear that's an issue for some folks.
Well, when you get to a certain age, apparently, corn dogs are a regular part of your diet, and you got to make sure that you've always got them on hand.
They keep you regular.
Yeah.
Do they? That's what they do. You know, even as a kid, I was not much of a corn dog fan, I have to admit. And that's all I got, I guess.
That's it.
Is there a further comment?
We just leave them hanging there.
Yeah, we're leading forward.
No one agrees with you, Aaron. You're on your own.
Well, I'm just
Corn
saying.
dog was my favorite meal as a child.
Yeah. Any food on a stick is something really.
Okay. Well, we discovered when we moved to Florida for CrossGen. We went to the Florida State Fair or whatever was going on there, and they had like anything you could think of was like deep fried, and we discovered there for the first time deep fried candy bars, which
I've heard about those.
are nasty good, but like you have a few bites and you're about done. But they also had like deep fried sticks of butter.
How do you
I mean, seriously? I mean, they did.
butter maintain it?
Well, they take it frozen, right? It's on a stick and it's
Okay.
frozen and battered up and frozen. They stick it in there just until it's browned and then pull it out. And
So you're eating butter.
Jeez. And then I knew a guy. I used to work in a commercial art studio. Yeah,
Sorry.
the bar thing
Thinking
is
about
just
eating
one
butter.
continuous flow. I had an art director, a guy who ran a studio, a commercial art studio that was the very first job I had as an artist. And he was from what he called he was from Atlanta, Georgia, but he used to go down to what he called the Redneck Riviera, which is the panhandle of Florida. And he would say you could get possum on a stick at some of the fairs down there in Florida.
Okay, I retract my on a stick statement.
Possum on a stick.
They got to do something with all that roadkill down
I
south.
guess. Jeez, can you imagine?
That's called lovemaking.
Is that what that's called?
I had a possum in my trash bag one night. I kept hearing rustling out. This is in Atlanta, and I kept hearing rustling outside my window. But I look out my window. There's nothing there. So finally, I listened for the sound. When I heard it, I opened the door real quick and ran out, and there was nothing there. So I started getting freaked out. And then I see the bag moving a little bit, and I poke it with a broomstick, and this Muppet head comes out like, yeah, like with these little sharp teeth.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Those possum, they're awful. Yeah,
Don't mess with them. The raccoons are worse, man. Don't mess with raccoons either.
yeah,
Kill
they're
you.
organized.
Well, yeah, and they get now. Someone told me that possums can't get rabies,
They
so
can
that
give
they're
them.
actually not as bad as they look. Where raccoons are like they look all friendly and stuff, but they can get rabies and they can get nasty, man. You're supposed to leave raccoons alone. That's all. That's our helpful hint for today, folks. Don't play with raccoons, even if they're in your backyard.
And they're thieves. They'll steal your wallet.
Oh my gosh, they stole shoes from us once off our porch. They did. They're rotten, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's take a moment and greet a few people.
How
in the chat.
nasty are those shoes?
I'll tell you that story. I'll tell you that story in a minute. Howler 6480's here. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick's almost always here. Corum, all the way from Australia. Isn't Corum from Australia? One of those Corum guys is from Australia.
It's the
Robert
Chronicles
DeBruce is
of
here.
Coram. Oh,
What's that? Who?
the Chronicles of Coram. That was
Yeah.
from. I don't remember.
I
Isn't
remember.
that sounds like manga, man. You just stop right there.
Oh,
Repairman Jack is here. He's saying Exo Man of War. We'll see. John without an H. Toshiro, Brian Norton, all the way from Japan. Jay Lucian's here. Pantheon, Kevin Tomset from across the pond, Captain Bip Toe, Richie Dupe, the Vespa guy, Citizen Ronan, Birdman Burr, Fox Mulder is here, Griever Enterprises, Ronan Duck Bacon,
Remember.
Marcus Killigrew, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, is here. Duck Bacon, of course. Omer Glitch is here. How about that? Griever Enterprises. Let's see who else we got here. Stippling Vaughn. Hey, Stippling. I don't know if you saw the Sunday show, but I did use your Trader Vic card you sent me for my birthday and got meat sticks and chocolate covered cherries.
Oh,
Wow, that's the complete meal right there.
Well, it's that what's that called? The prosciutto, is that what they call it? The Italian
prosciutto. Yeah.
wrapped around.
Where's your family from, Aaron?
I know, right?
Well, my dad's side, Sicily. So don't mess.
Good
with
old prosciutto.
Yeah, prosciutto, whatever. And wrapped around provolone cheese, and they're fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So good.
So thank you, Stippling, for that. Dale A is here. The Golden Snitch 7. Sean Allen, Best Age Comics. Rhetoric. Oh my gosh. Rhetoric Algeblets. Rhetoric Algeblets.
Jehoshaphat.
What does that even mean?
Giblets.
Raven. Lewis Bright Raven is here.
Never mind.
There's your man. There's your man.
I
Help
just
us out.
hope he doesn't speak in later on, so I have to pronounce his name.
Valiant effort for Aaron to stall. Yeah, indeed. Billy Bob.
There it is. Bill Glasby's here. DJ Close is never far away. Togamo Model Works is here. Eric Boyd, Zaid Comics saying, hey, Beardos. Of course, that is Phil the Astro Chimp. Phil the Astro Chimp. Merv the Astro Chimp, also known as Phil Diaz. I'm getting confused. Dennis, drinking too much pop out of aluminum cans, apparently. Dennis C. Nolasco is here. You Scared Jody has returned. You Scared Jody doesn't like me because I am constantly being a cynic about cryptid videos, and he's a believer, and he's very disappointed in me. Henry Bemis, all the way from Oregon. Robert Dones Pills is here. Blitzy, how about that? Cullen, I like these simple, one word names. Aviator Surge, I can do that one. Minka is here. Wolf and Bear. Have we heard of Wolf and Bear before? Or am I just forgetting?
That sounds like a manga I read once.
It does. Sean Allen says D-Wham still got it. There you go. Little support for David in the chat.
I try to put ointment on it, and it just won't go away.
And rub some dirt on it. Get some tussin.
Michael Deach. Michael Deach says, I see Aaron has top billing in the show credit. Sharp move to list participants in order of talent. There you go. There you go. That's what I like to hear.
If only I had a cannon button.
Yeah, he's pushing the bark button and it ain't working.
He meant from right to left.
Blarg, blarg, blarg.
You just write down various sound effects.
That's right.
Throughout the show.
You should go totally Stone Age here. You just make your own, write them on paper. Here's my sound effect. Let's see. Daniel Russell's here. Kellraiser, Squibs, Death Metal Hero, Jughead Grayson, Evil One for $5. Thank you, Evil One. Appreciate it. He says, I hope you know I'm hard on you guys because I love you. My heart has been broken by enough today and don't want to break anyone else's heart. Happy Valentine's Day. Look at that broken heart.
Aww.
That's so sad. But chin up. There's just another girl around the corner. That's what I've always was told.
We'll give it till Friday.
I dropped my responsibility with the super chats.
Oh,
well, that's once my attention gets to the drawing, then we. Billy Bobsack is here.
Oh, bravo, Billy Bobsack, bravo.
Billy Bobsack. Peter Orchard Studios, Neil Hill. Geek Avenger made it in. How about that? And Stygian 360, Make Mine Ultraverse. Well, you didn't vote hard enough because you're not going to get Ultraverse. Maybe we'll try it again. We're going to have to line up Ultraverse and then
I think
Star Trek
Ultraverse
villains.
is finished. I think they had their chance. Yeah, I mean, we gave them what, a couple of chances?
Well, they haven't gone up against a certain other book that Aaron loves.
Yeah, we do Atari Force, Ultra. No, if you do Atari Force, they'll vote for Atari Force.
No, but see, that's the thing. We got to go back and get the ones that failed and jumble them with other fails, and then they got to pick from the failures.
That's what we used to do, if you remember. At the end of every month, we take all the losers of the month and then make that a category. We should get back to that because we got a lot of losers.
That's the end of every show.
Pick a new loser every week. This isn't a competition; it's a loser competition every week. Fox Mulder for $10. Thanks, Fox. He says, just wanted to let David know the art prints arrived safely. They look awesome, and thanks again. Can't wait to see the Watchmen art from Kelsey. You guys are the best. Thank you, Fox. You are the best. Craig Smith II is here. Hello, guys. How are you doing? We are doing good. Kelsey's sick, but you know, it's always something with him. There's Murdoch. Okay, I got everybody just about anyway.
Sorry for not giving everybody thumbs up. I usually do, but
well, David's thumb's getting tired. I understand. You're drawing.
Keep your thumbs to yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking of shipping, I shipped off the auction artwork last week.
Mine went out today too.
Mine went out tomorrow.
Bully for you. Bully for you guys. You want a cookie?
Yeah, actually, I do. I'm kind of hungry. So, David, what do you got to show and tell us about today?
I sent you some stuff.
Oh my gosh, do I have to? All right.
Check the trash file.
Yeah, my garbage can is full. What's going on over here? Oh, you wanted me to share this. Judas Priest, David, you sent me like the freaking book. What is this?
Just pick the worst ones. Make us feel better.
Okay, hang on. So this is David sharing with my help, as always.
I'd share it from my computer, but I can't. This is my wife's computer. So
excuses. Okay. All right, here we go.
Oh, remember this, Kelsey?
I do.
What are we looking at here?
Kelsey and I did an Authority comic for Wildstorm, and this is the entire book.
If you grab the window on your screen, you can make it wider.
Yeah.
Just grab an edge and pull. There you go.
Yeah, and you could go in as tight as you want to see each page.
Do we want to look at every single freaking page?
It's
starting to break up. There we go.
By Keith Giffen.
Yeah. Now, you want to tell some of the story, Kelsey?
Well, yeah, I think we've told this story before, but we did this issue. We were like so excited. We were trying some new things. I think David was just penciling, and I was like painting over the top of it, basically.
This is just mostly grease pencil. And
just
blacks.
It was.
It looks really good.
Well, the thing is that the excellent editorial division that we had working with us. Waited until we were done and well into the second issue to tell David, you mixed the characters up because they're duplicates. There's two versions of every character in this. I guess for lack of a better way of putting it, a good one and a bad one. And David, because it was confusing, juggling all these characters, he was drawing the wrong ones.
Oh, no.
And so at the very end, the editor's like, we got to switch them all around. And David was like, nope. So I did it. I was like, hey, it's a steady paycheck in it. I'll redraw the whole damn thing, and basically like tried to go in and just switch all the characters around. And it was a nightmare. But we still have this wonderful issue to show.
No, wait a minute. So did this ever get published in this form?
Not in this form.
Not in that form.
Oh my gosh. What a nightmare.
Oh yeah, it was awful. But
how could you get this far in the book before you realize that, wait a minute, that ain't right?
Well, the guy did it to me. I was like, hey, I'll do issue 2 because it was 2 issues. And they were like, okay, since you fixed all of this for this one, we can go to print. We'll let you do number 2. So I get almost all the way through it again. And the editor says, could you send us the 1200 DPI files? I'm like, well, I'm only doing them at like 300 DPI because my computer just can't handle that much at the time. And he was like, well, Jim insists.
That's like poster size.
I know.
You can print that to the side of a wall.
Well, he said that Jim is real wanting to keep original art, you know, at the highest resolution. And I was like, well, I'm drawing it digitally at 300 DPI, and I can't do 1200 DPI.
Well, that's all what you need is to print it at is 300.
Right.
Yeah.
That's as high as it'll go.
Right.
So anyway, that again, the guy, I think he got fired after that because he did twice he did this where he could have told us earlier and didn't, but you know, still it was fun getting to work on an authority sort of.
Well, I guess as long as you got paid, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
I've had a few of these stories, like doing a Batman Adventures cover, and then they came to me and was like, actually, this is the wrong cover. Nightwing shows up in this issue, not the Joker. And I'm like, they were like, can you do another one? I was like, you can pay me again and I'll do another one. And then she was like, okay, well, let me go ask. And they were like, okay, do another one.
Yeah.
I got paid twice.
I end up doing, get a load of this. Now, I'm not going to, I shouldn't throw Brian Cunningham under the bus because I like Brian a lot. And, but he's tough. He's a tough cover editor. And we'll just leave it at that. So Terry Dodson was doing the Wonder Woman covers. And Brian kept making him do so many sketches, he quit.
Oh, wow.
So Brian calls me and he goes, hey, I need some Wonder Woman covers, you know, and I'm like, okay, sure. And so I end up doing like 5 to 8 sketches per cover. And you're just oh, come on. Can we make up our mind? And
they were probably all fine.
Were they paying you for the layouts?
No.
Well, they pay you $50 for layouts, but they don't cap it, right? They don't cap it for, you only have to do 3 and you get $50. It's like you do 100 and you're still getting $50.
Okay.
So anyway,
never got $50.
Oh, really? You sucker.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did these covers. We finally got them figured out and I did the covers, but in the last one, they kept the very last Wonder Woman cover I ever did, they kept changing the villain because the script kept changing. And I think I ended up doing 2 finished covers for the same issue, not to mention maybe 12 layouts for one cover because they kept changing who she was fighting in the issue. It was absurd. But
wow, man.
Anyway, there you go.
You got more stuff to show. You had other stuff to show.
There's more?
Yeah.
I only showed one thing.
What did I say?
Like
we've been talking for half an hour.
What did I say, Kelsey?
Like a kid that didn't get all the homework assignment.
Crap.
They're like, what?
So, Kelsey, what was I saying about shortening the show?
Yeah, whatever. Sure.
Yeah, it's working out well so far.
I'm trying to help it.
All right. Yeah, David, you can actually spread this out over a couple episodes.
No.
All right.
You interrupted my narrative. That's why it's going so
long. Oh, okay, I see. So we're back. I'm sorry. I was telling a story and I thought you were done, but apparently not. Oh, this is a great page. Okay, so take a look at this.
He's just looking at himself. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Do I have to share this too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do we got here?
Oh.
Yeah, that was from a X-Force book. Was it X-Force? Yeah, X-Force. And I hid something funny in there. Look at the candies if you go in tight on some of the candies that are flying from
like in that first double
in the first panel. Yeah.
100%.
Getting a little fuzzy.
Maybe on the color one is a little bit. No.
Dijon Dingo.
100% calories per bite.
Where is it?
Scroll
over on the right. I thought 100% calories per berg. That would have been funny.
It said D's
D's nuts.
These nut-filled treats.
Okay. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the color one and see if
they change it. Yeah,
if it got
they change it to Doe's nuts.
so we can have these nuts on there. It has to be those nuts. Oh, I think they left it on there, didn't they?
Yes, they did. These
nuts.
Yeah, just de-emphasize nuts, will you? Okay.
Oh. This figure right here, is that Sabretooth?
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks great.
That's great.
Look at his hands.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, this is Dean coloring, right?
Yes, Dean White.
Yeah. He kind of vanished. Probably doing video game stuff now.
No, he turned into like an artist, like a real artist. Like he does
Oh,
paintings
okay.
for
Yeah.
galleries and
We're just
stuff.
like fake
Yeah.
artists. We're fake artists, but
This is trash art, just where I want to be.
all right, that's the Beast, right?
Yeah, those are from the same book. So those are just some of the pages. And I just want to tell some of the artists out there, forget digital art, start drawing on paper. And you'll get
That's right,
to have
baby.
some cool originals and stuff like that.
That's right. Don't give up the originals. You know, they used for when I was in mainstream comics, 25% of my income every year was original art sales.
Mm-hmm.
Just buy yourself a big scanner and lots of pens,
Yep.
and pencils, and paper. Don't forget lots
You
of good
gotta
paper.
have paper. I know you're trying to save the trees out there, but
F them trees.
that's right. It's all about having the original art.
I wonder how many trees I go through in a year.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
bet
Oh, ended up in the
you guys,
trash.
I bet we haven't gone through one tree in our lifetime a piece.
Really?
Come
I
on.
don't
How many
I doubt
people
that
they
highly. I think I went through some.
I don't think paper comes from trees. I think it comes from
Cotton?
shavings of other wood
People.
products.
Oh,
They don't like.
Well, it still comes from trees.
Yeah, but
Wood
it's
pulp.
the leftover.
Right. They're not cutting
products
down
that
trees
they
to make paper. They're using the
Right.
leftovers to make paper.
I
Right.
saw the Warner Brothers cartoon where an entire log gets cut into one toothpick.
Oh,
I
okay.
saw that.
Sorry, I stand corrected.
I know the secret of paper. It's people.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that throwing a baseball is not necessarily the easiest thing to draw, but David really pulled it off here really well in that panel.
Mhm.
Oh, thanks.
And I like how the ball sort of goes right into that next panel into the kid's glove. It's a very nice little storytelling thing there.
That's him.
Genius.
Playing catch
Although
with his dad.
incredibly boring sequence to put into a comic book, you drew it really well. So there you have it, folks.
Catch with his dad, Snake Eyes, or
Yeah.
Storm Shadow, there,
Or
whoever.
whatever he is.
Derail Gaming says, I used to make paper.
Oh wow!
Mm,
I know because there's a lot of different kinds. There's linen. There's like cotton. You know where they pulp cotton for it. There's
yeah.
wood pulp. All kinds of different kinds.
Pulp Fiction.
Have they done a successful synthetic paper yet?
But what would they make? I mean, you just have to make it out of something. So what does it matter if it's wood
Plastic,
or
I guess.
Well, I guess that's one way to use plastic, right?
Yeah.
Geek Avenger for $2. Now I have The Trees by Rush stuck in my head. He's got a little Canadian rock and roll banging around in his brain. Thank you for that, Geek.
It's easy to influence.
Ooh,
Well, what's that? What's that, David?
A sneak peek of a villain.
Oh, I love that. It's kind of like
Maleficent.
Hela and like
Oh yeah.
Satana or something combined. It's just, I love that. Creepy, man. Look at
He's
David drawing horror
everything.
comics.
Yeah.
David, when he
Yeah.
does double page spreads, he draws off the paper.
Yeah.
He always, it's like, and it gets cropped. You don't see it in the comic, but boy, does that original look amazing.
Is that the
This is
same
like-
thing as like being he's off the chain? You know,
There you go.
young people say?
Off the
Yeah, there you go.
reservation.
He's off
Dude,
the paper, man.
you're off the paper.
Dude, you are off the paper. We're gonna start saying that. We can start our
You know
own.
who got me
You're
doing?
off the paper.
You know
Man,
who got
you
me
are-
doing that
Thank you.
was Jim Lee. Like he would always draw off the register. He'd just keep drawing until he couldn't draw on the paper. It was just all the way to the edges, and I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
that's so cool.
Jim is off the paper, man.
Yeah, he's off the paper. That
Totally
guy.
off the paper.
But Gary's right. It's like you start drawing that far out, and it gets cropped, and you're like, oh, what happened to that cool thing I put over here?
Yeah.
All right. So Gary Martin's got some stuff that looks like Gina.
Hey,
Lollobrigida.
Gina.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a portrait of her for a while, and I thought the timing of her, going after Disney is like, okay, I better do it now. And as I'm like this week, I've been formatting the art for my art book into PDFs to send off to the printer, and all the pages were accounted for. And I said, man, I got to put this in the book. So I gave Bruce Lee the boot.
Oh, wow.
Put Gina in the book instead.
Oh, you booted Bruce Lee for Gina.
The last second swap. And apparently Gina saw this piece and said, it's so sweet.
Nice.
Nice. Look at you, Gary, making it time with the ladies.
I don't appreciate it, not one bit.
Just don't tell her you bumped Bruce Lee. She'd probably be pissed.
Yeah, she might get pissed. If you did that. I hate to put this up, but in fairness, I'm going to. Jay Dredd said David Williams is freaking amazing.
That's true.
There you go. Well, yeah, but we don't have to talk about it out
Yeah,
loud.
that's enough of all that.
That's right. Wizard Sleeves, Gary's favorite person, says, damn, Gary, that's awesome. But that still doesn't calm the soul of Gary about the whole Wizard Sleeves thing.
No, I mean, I'm just more and more intrigued. So that's,
Okay.
I'm not disturbed by it. I'm intrigued.
Oh, okay. Kelsey, do you have anything to show us besides barf, or is this for you today?
Well, I don't have any art, but I was trying to prep for today's show, and I have all these boxes that I inherited with comics, and went through, and first one I look at was Archer and Armstrong, and I was like, oh, is this a sign? So I was like flipping through a bunch of Archer and Armstrong. I was like, okay. And then I flipped to another box, and I had Shadow Man, I had Magnus Robot Fighter.
I forgot about him. Oh, you did.
Hard
Wait a minute, you did Magnus already with the dangly bits.
I did, and the Muppet face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of surprised at how many of these I had, and as I was falling asleep, looking for all these glorious comics, I did run across Atari Force #1. So just to let you know, we do have this on the. Let me get you a nice close up, nice sharp.
Aaron, you have to admit though, the artwork is amazing.
Oh, come on, look at that.
I'm arguing concept here, not.
I realize that, but if you, look at even the second cover. How complicated is that?
No, that second cover is really nice. It's too bad it says Atari Force on it.
But it also says Dart versus War Beast. That's
that
good.
makes me want to. Well,
but then I ran across this as well, and I was thinking,
Ron.
I was thinking, what the hell?
Wow.
What have you been getting up to?
No.
The devil's business, I guess.
When I went to CrossGen, Paul Pelletier, I met him for the first time. He comes up to me, he goes, "Hey man, I really like that Adventures of Aaron book," and I'm like, "That's not me, dude. That's somebody else." He's like, "Oh," and I was into that.
I was really, really hoping I'd flip this open and see your name right there.
That was
Aaron Warner.
It was a kind of running joke for a while. Yeah, that was me, but it's not me. I never had hair that long. I never had a mullet. So
our next selections look forward to Atari Force, the what is it? Bravura? No, what's the line of comics?
Oh yeah, Bravura.
Well, Bravura you could do. That was all creator own stuff. But yeah, we do Ultraverse. We still haven't done Star Trek villains. That's one that keeps not making it. And speaking of not making it, let me show you some art that
just doesn't
that
cut
I've
it.
got.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, come on now. I was messing around in this.
That doesn't look like an award-winning cover to
It
me.
isn't. It isn't an award, but it is kind of fun. And these are available on the Kit Carter Planet Doom as an add-on, the Power Cube trade paperbacks. I just had to order 2 more boxes of them because I'm out of them. So how about that? But I was just reading it to see if it was any good because I haven't read it in a while. And it's genius, by the way.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Ooh.
So,
Wow.
I was
That's
messing
taken by
around
surprise.
with some watercolor and acrylic
Yeah.
in my sketchbook.
That's
You
awesome.
know, I
Whoa.
did a little Old Witch here in colored pencil and a little white out there for
And
fun.
then abracadabra, yowza.
And
Getting
then,
ready for painting, huh?
yeah, I was just fooling around with it, and it's pretty loose and messy. But I went in here with this kind of kicker light with acrylic over the top of the.
Quit touching your
Yeah.
man thing.
So, so anyway,
Yeah, it's looking nice.
just messing around.
Very nice.
Now, here's something interesting. This is one of the topics I want to get to when we start drawing. But I don't know if you guys have seen this book.
Oh,
Ooh, no.
Now, this was a French gallery showing, and you know how they always do like these big, huge books for these gallery shows that they're, you don't even have to go to the gallery. You just like buy the book, which is usually like $100 or something.
oh man.
And this is what they did for a show on John Buscema's work. This is after he passed away, 2009. And I think it was in France because the original book was printed in French. This is the IDW English version. But I felt the commentary in this book was not great, but there is something in there I thought was very interesting and we'll get to in a minute. But just so people know what I'm talking about, anytime you go to a gallery showing, like, I don't know if you guys were in San Diego. Gary, were you in San Diego the year they had the Sebastian Kruger exhibit right there on in the Gaslamp district?
Did not see that.
That's
And
great.
we went in there and they had all these Kruger originals, and then they had this book for $125, the sort of gallery book. And of course, I got it. And
doesn't he paint these like 6 feet tall or something?
they're
like
huge.
Yeah.
They're huge. And then of course they did one for Frazetta. Right,
Nice.
when he had that big Frazetta gallery showing a couple years ago when he was still alive, and this again another like $100 book, but it's got everything that's in the gallery is represented in these books. And then poor little Bernie Wrightson just got
Bring that Frazetta one back.
Oh, that's messed up.
Looking for Bernie.
But this was like a tiny little New York City art gallery. I don't think it lasted much beyond his little debut art show. But there's like pictures of him and Chaikin, and I think, some other guys that I know were there that I can't think of their names. Joe Jesco, guys like that were at this gallery, which would have been really cool to, 1977 to check that out. But
So they just basically rolled out the brown carpet for him.
right, well, you got a little pamphlet while the other guys got.
Well, is it good? I mean, do good things come in small packages there? Does it have like
it's
some
great
choice?
stuff. If you're a Wrightson
Yeah.
fan, there's great stuff in it. What did you want to point out, Gary?
Thank you.
Oh, you just-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Asius Africanus.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear on what's going on. Okay, guys, so it's time for the drawing portion of our show.
Oh, boy.
We have 222 viewers right now. That's like room 222 featuring.
Toot, toot, toot.
Enough said.
Enough said, right? Okay, so David, who are you going to draw?
Batman. No, I'm not.
Batman?
I'll do Magnus Robot Fighter, I guess.
Okay,
Do
but don't
Batman
do
of the Atom.
no bits. We don't want any
Yeah.
bits.
Archer and Batman.
Kelsey,
Yeah.
what do you got for us?
I really want to do. Can I do Ninjak?
Yes,
Can
Why
you?
not?
I'm gonna do Ninjak just in
Why
case
not?
nobody else is doing them.
Try,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Somebody
do
try and stop you.
I'm gonna do Solar because I already did Turok last time we did this, so it's Solar, Man of the Atom for me, which I actually did 3 issues of.
I don't
back
think
in
it's
the
right
day.
for Kelsey to do Ninjak. I think I should do my Ninjak.
Ninjak, please.
All right, guys, we are on the clock.
Oh boy.
So what's our goal?
Let's see if we can wrap this in an hour and a half.
The opener to this show was an hour and a half.
I know. Craig Smith for $10. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. He says, a question for Aaron Lopresti. Since you are honest, well, yeah, about Jim Shooter.
Yeah, I don't agree with your premise there, Craig.
What is one Valiant character that you wouldn't have mind drawing for him at Valiant? Also, Gary and D. Will's art is great. I like how he says David and Gary's art is great, but he just has a question for me about the. So if you were on a book for Valiant, which character would you have ruined? I really wanted to do Turok.
He was a fun one. You already did Turok, right? So you
I can't do it again. I'm not. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to pull a David. And, what the heck is that?
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Oh man,
his wife didn't make that. I know that. I can tell by the paper.
Where's that from?
Quiznos,
Jersey Mike's.
Oh, okay.
In Arizona.
Yeah, we have one not too far from
Albuquerque.
down the street. We've got one of those.
Evil One for $2 says Phil said to draw Bloodshot. I second that. I don't like Bloodshot.
Yeah. What's Bloodshot do?
Huh?
You got two
What'd you say, Gary?
questions. You got two questions thrown at you at exactly the same time. You have to pick one.
Which one?
Okay. Kelsey, what did you ask?
I forgot already.
What character, again, Aaron, are you going to do?
What was the question?
What character?
I'm doing Solar Man of the Atom.
Okay, thank you.
So
With his Chinese red. Yeah.
Right. So I can use my power color, which used to be Kelsey's power color, but now it's my power color.
So while you guys are settling in, I have I mentioned my golf buddy. He lives in, David, you got to stop doing that. You're making me hungry.
Yeah, I'm just starving.
Yeah. I've got a golf buddy who lives in Eastern Oregon. It's in Bend. And he's has some, currently has some marital issues. And so he'll call me up every once in a while to like, guess what she did today kind of conversations. So I get a call the evening after the Super Bowl. And he said, well, I had my my wife, my little son, who's 4 years old. We're watching the Super Bowl. We just started the game. And my older son from a previous marriage, he was there too. And so he was a 49er fan. So he was going to root for the 49ers. And the little boy, the 4-year-old, said, Daddy, who do we want to win? And he said, well, Kevin wants 49ers, so let's root for them. And the little boy was like, well, who are the 49ers? It's the ones in the gold shorts. Okay. So he's all happy. He has somebody to root for. And his wife comes in and says, no, I'm sorry. No, you can't root for anyone. We don't know them. We don't know them, and they don't know you. So you shouldn't be, hoping that one team will win. And they're like, my friend and his older son are like, what? No, you can't. I don't want my little boy, to get invested in watching sports. And it's like, well, what do you mean? He says, well, don't you want him to, to be fit and play sports as he grows up? He says, oh yeah. I like men who play sports. I don't like men who watch sports. Because men who watch sports are fat and they're losers.
This is this guy's wife says this to him.
Yes. This is during the game.
I would have kicked her out right there.
In front of the kids.
Oh my gosh.
And so he gets in a big argument with her about this whole concept. And she storms out of the room in tears. I mean,
Good.
that's how passionate she was about this concept of men should do sports but not watch sports.
I
So
believe they shouldn't do either.
I
Can you
just
do-
told
can
him,
you do
okay,
both?
it's official. You know, your wife is insane.
Well, can you do both? I mean, isn't that acceptable?
No, you can't. No, she wants men to be fit and do sports, but not watch sports. And
Man,
so
all
he used
she
the
needs to
analogy,
do
well,
is-
you like to watch cooking shows because you want to get ideas, you know, from. Isn't that the same thing that athletes? I mean, so we start talking about that. The concept. Do you know anyone that played sports that didn't watch that sport because they wanted to get better? I can't think of a single scenario where that. Yeah, I love to play soccer. I just hate watching it.
Well, I don't. I actually am that way. I hate watching soccer. I love playing it. So
You like playing? Okay, well that.
Yeah, but you would be considered an anomaly in that.
Well, soccer is so boring. It's just like it's exciting when it's exciting, but like waiting for it to get exciting, you could wait.
Dude, I got
months worth of
bored. I got
games.
bored playing it. I won't watch that. But I
Were you the goalie? You were just at
There's
the
too
end
much.
of the field.
Yeah, the ratio
the
of
goalie,
running
actually.
to actually touching the ball it doesn't work out playing soccer.
Baseball was kind of the same way because I was like way outfield and I was just waiting for a ball to come.
Yeah,
in.
I got. No, dude, I
And
got
when it
bored
does,
playing-
you're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Yeah, I gave up baseball because I got bored too. But I go to a baseball game as long as there's food to eat. You know.
I love going to a baseball game. The atmosphere of it, the food, the crowd,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, the
so
whole-
fun to be there.
The event, the
Yeah.
event is just as fun as the game. Yeah.
Okay,
I like
now
playing
before
baseball.
our chat completely leaves us because we're talking about sports, let me change gears and get back to this John Buscema thing, if I may.
Oh,
Okay, so most people will know that if you're an avid reader or collector of comics, that in 1968, Marvel launched the Silver Surfer solo series, right? Which Stan Lee wrote and John Buscema drew. Now, for my money, that's maybe some of John Buscema's best comic work. It's
Wasn't
just
Kirby originally intended to draw that?
Kirby was pissed because not only did he not get to draw it, but he was also pissed with what Stan did with the character because he didn't represent the Silver Surfer as Jack had created him. And as Graham Nolan puts it, Jack created the Silver Surfer to be like this force of nature that Galactus created to be his herald. And so if you look at his first appearance in the FF, 49, 50, 51, 48, 49, I think. Anyway, he was experiencing humanity for the first time. He didn't have any sort of reference for it, and it was learning all this stuff. And
Didn't he learn a lot from watching sports?
yes, and eating corn dogs, surprisingly. Hang on to your hats, folks. I'm not done with this story yet. Matt Grendel for $5. Thank you, Mac. Hail, gents, and chat. 007 just got here. Did you already show off the Gina piece, Gary? Oh, he said, I just got here. Is that what that is?
Gary, who? You?
No,
the Gina Carano piece that he's showing
there he
right
is.
there.
There it is. There it is. Look at that crosshatch, man.
Beautiful.
Beauty.
Oh, this is available, by the way.
That's right.
Don't
Gina.
talk about Gina that way.
Gina is available.
Yeah. Come on now. So yeah, Gary, where could someone get a hold of you if they wanted to purchase that from you?
Dang,
Smoke.
man.
I'm
Smoke
in
signals.
process of elimination of
Had a
how I
Joe
go.
Biden
I
moment.
do not want them to get a hold of me. Do not show up at my door. Do not run into me at the grocery store. Do not.
Offer you corn dogs
I'm
for
on Twitter, G Martin Inc. Instagram is Martin Inc. Art.
So there you have it, folks. Okay, so here's get a hold of Gary if you want to bring Gina Carano into your home. So
Talk about her like that. That's my imaginary woman.
I won't have you soiling her memory like that. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there's commentary running all through this book about they split up his artwork in different periods of time, and I didn't think the commentary was all that great, but I thought the Stan Lee this observation about Silver Surfer was really, really good. And what the guy says is, as I was alluding to earlier, anybody that read the book, it knows it sucks. It's if you go back and read it, it's really hard to read. It's just not well written. And the series, which with a very popular character and great art by John Buscema, should have just been a huge hit, and it wasn't. We got canceled after 18 issues, and everybody's always throughout time going, why can't the Silver Surfer sell? Why does it not sell? And the reason is, and this guy's point was that basically Stan was in over his head. He was trying to do something as a writer that he was not capable of doing. And
because he didn't create the character.
Well, but he didn't understand the character. He didn't even understand what he wanted to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He didn't create it, so therefore he didn't really understand it.
Right. But he was trying to turn the Silver Surfer, and I thought this was really an interesting observation. He said he tried to make the Silver Surfer a messianic character, right? That's sacrificing for humanity. But he said what he did was he created a character that he said Stan did not understand Jesus Christ. And Stan, not being a religious person, so you can kind of understand that everybody sort of has this idea that, like you see Superman represented this way, that they're this messianic character because they're sacrificing for humanity, but it goes much deeper than that. And his point was, how could the Silver Surfer be empathetic towards human suffering when he never has suffered himself? So you have this character that has no depth, that's quoting Shakespeare and whining and being pithy. And
yeah, he was very, very whiny.
Very whiny, but there was nothing behind it. There was no substance behind it. He didn't really understand what suffering was, so how could he therefore suffer for mankind? So it was like Stan was taking a surface level messianic message, but didn't understand the context below it to make it pay off. And he was saying he just totally was getting overshadowed by the great work that Buscema was doing, and he could not keep up in the writing. And he says he felt like Stan knew that. And it was a very frustrating thing. And it ended up just falling flat because Stan he did not understand the character, and he didn't even understand it in terms of how he was trying to write it. And I thought, you know what? I think that guy nailed it. I think that's
it was just, yeah, I missed the part. Who was the guy that was saying all this?
Oh, this is just the guy that's doing the commentary for the gallery book.
Oh, okay.
And I just thought that was a really interesting observation, because if you read the Silver Surfer, I don't want to get all heavy or anything, but if you read the Silver Surfer, go back and read the reprints or whatever, it's a grind. It's annoying. And he was like,
just look at the art.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the art and go, this is brilliant. And you go, but this book is not brilliant.
Yeah, no, I had those issues, and I absolutely did not read it because a couple pages in, it's like, okay, here's,
Yeah, he was
the artwork is
not to totally cap on Stan. The guy was saying that Stan Lee did things really well. Kind of the snarky humor superhero type stuff. you know, as long as it was a straight up adventure story, Stan was good. But when he started, he tried to be more.
Yeah,
of a
look at
writer
that.
than
Look
he
at
was.
that.
So
Come
good,
on.
man.
No, I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and who does he represent? That guy right there?
What, the
Satan.
devil? Satan?
Okay, so you guys see, here I am not drawing again, but okay, so you guys seen this issue, this Thor annual? Simonson did the cover, but there is some tremendous
Is that Basima?
Mephisto work in here.
Hey, now let's this is clean it up. Clean it up.
I'm gonna actually, this is so good. I'm gonna go big or go home, as the chicks say.
Yeah, hello.
Look at this.
That's the one that's inked by Royer. Who inked this one?
No, I think John inked this himself.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
there's another one. Yeah, I love it when he inks himself or when he gets Kirby's inkers on him. You know,
Look at these shots of Mephisto, man. You really,
God, it's so good.
I know. Yeah.
What they call him, the Rembrandt of comics.
yeah, he really was.
Yeah.
Is that Ehrlich, the splash page of Ehrlich?
Look at that. Look at that splash page.
That's a poster. I'd hang that on my wall, especially if it's a blacklight poster.
Look
Just
at all
put,
that gnarly
just put-
tree
just
stuff in
put-
there.
Just put Biden's face over that.
Damn.
Look at his feet. It looks like a burnt up octopus.
I know. It's
Yeah, what is that? I know. It's
that stone throne. My God, this
yeah.
Sounds like a metal band, the Stone Thrones.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, rock on. And Ulick the Troll's in here.
Boy, that Gil. Wait a minute, Gil Kane, Hulk Hogan.
What?
Go back.
Gil Kane, Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
What are you
Let's see
talking
this.
about? I said Ulick the. Oh, right there.
Yeah, it sure is. That's right.
Wow.
It is.
That's hilarious.
I just
I
saw a
remember
flash
that
of
ad. I didn't know
It's
that
like,
was Gil
hey,
Kane.
that's Gil Kane.
It is. Gil Kane, Hulk Hogan, baby.
I remember that ad. I never knew that was Gil Kane though.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Man, the shadowing
Okay.
and everything. It's so good.
This book is absolutely worthless, but it's gold.
Oh man, I've never seen this issue. The art is amazing.
Yeah, it is. And this was like in the early 80s, but it's a double-sized Thor Annual 13.
Yeah.
You can get like for a $2 on eBay, and it is awesome. So there you go.
I'm gonna buy that.
You
Hold on a
should.
second. I'm gonna make a note.
He did a Mephisto story in the Silver Surfer. This might have been the one I was thinking about that had the
Silver Surfer
inking by.
number 3.
Is that what it was? Okay,
Yeah.
I think it has the inking by. I want to say
Senate did the first
Senate.
3.
That's who it is. Yeah.
And John Buscema did not. I keep calling him John like he's my buddy. I've never met him. Speaking of John, for $2, this is the longest show intro ever. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to speed the show up by making the intro even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, look at Mephisto by ink by Senate. Well, you got to take yourself off full screen though first. Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all about me, you know.
We know it's your show and all, but you know this. Man, I loved the inking in this because it was still kind of rough, but just so clean. It's a lot like he does himself, honestly. Look at that hair too. It's like Jack Nicholson hair.
Is that the is that like the essential or whatever?
Yeah, the essential.
Go to the splash page on issue 4. The Loki splash page. You're still on issue 3. Keep going.
Yeah.
And Aaron, while you're at it,
Oh yeah, look at
Love
this
that.
pose. This friggin' pose, man.
I know.
So good.
that one, yeah.
His feet.
Vespa guy for $5 says, Gary, any chance your Bruce Lee will be offered as a print since it won't be in your book? Thank you for the $5, Vespa. Appreciate it.
I doubt it.
Ooh. He's not
I
even
mean,
done.
I don't remember. I don't think I made prints of that at all, like to take to shows or whatever. I don't think so.
But you could buy the original, right?
Yeah, I think I still have the original. I think I do.
You could take me off full screen.
No, it's all about you now, Kelsey.
Oh
You-
gosh, I'm self-conscious now.
even time. Yeah.
Let me see
Wait,
if
put
I
me
still
back
have-
up. I got to show you something. No, I'm
Let me
just
see if
kidding.
I still have the original.
You sure it is?
No. I'm just kidding.
So anyway, those are my musings on the Silver Surfer and the great John Buscema and the sometimes great Stan Lee, but sometimes limited Stan Lee. Oh.
I don't think I've ever. I did read one Silver Surfer comic, and that was the Mobius Silver Surfer comic.
Well, that was kind of pithy too, you know.
Yeah.
It was Stan still trying to get a grip on that version of the Silver Surfer. It's funny how his version of the Silver Surfer varied so greatly from what Jack wanted to do with the character. You know, they weren't even on the same page, which I found really sort of interesting. I wonder what it was that in that character that made Stan think I should go this direction and just sort of abandon the whole concept that Kirby had come up with.
So
Some-
Silver Surfer was supposed to be Jesus? Is that?
That's
Is
pretty
that-
much what he wanted him to be, a messianic character. I'm not sure why, but he.
I heard something different about that.
Okay, lay it on me, brother.
I heard Kirby was using Galactus and Silver Surfer as God and Satan, but flipping the idea that what if the godlike character was bad and the Satan-like character was good?
Yeah,
No,
that's
I've
right.
heard that. Yeah,
I forgot that. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Green Laser. I had to bump Bruce for Gina.
Yeah, there's a lot of animosity towards the whole Gina Carano replacement thing going on here. I think.
Yeah.
How could you dump Bruce Lee?
I know. Somebody had to go.
And it wasn't going to be me.
That wasn't going to be me, so it was Bruce Lee. You know the great thing about Solar Man of the Atom? He's basically just like a naked guy with
Is that the
red
best part?
costume painted on.
Oh,
It's a total hey now. It's kind of that whole Gil Kane model of character design, right? It's just figure drawing with painted on costume.
Well, that's all superheroes are.
Well, any good superhero.
Yeah.
I don't like the too much accoutrements, man. I prefer just the
Okay,
figure
Dad's Dan hitting the nail. Says Aaron likes naked guys.
confirmed.
drawing. Well, I'm in trouble again.
My superheroes had lots of pouches, love seats on their shoulders. What
Love
else?
seats.
Yeah, basically.
Well, we're all products of our, the era we grew up in, right? Reading comics. And you were kind of a 90s kid, weren't you?
Oh yeah. Yep. The thing that got me in the door was Liefeld Button Flight Jeans commercial. No kidding. And then
You're like, oh, that guy's cool. He's a comic book artist. I'm gonna buy comics.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'd seen comics around. People were always like, I saw like the glow in the dark Ghost Rider cover somebody had on a school bus. I'd seen like Spider-Man and stuff, and my good friend of mine had one, but I never really thought that anybody drew them. I just thought they just existed. I didn't understand how they worked. I never thought about it, and then I saw that commercial where he was drawing the guy with the little camera on his head. He's drawing a little Spike Lee character. And I don't know, it just clicked. I was like, people draw these? What?
How old were you? Wait a minute. How old were you when you saw this?
Gosh, let's see. That commercial came out in I think I was in junior high. So
you were basically
high school.
You're saying you were developmentally delayed.
Pretty much.
You couldn't figure out that people drew comic books. I mean,
I was a movie kid. Like I was into movies. I watched every movie. I saw Conan in the theater. My mom was terrified because I was watching orgies and people getting their heads cut off when I was like 10 years old or however
No,
however old I was.
Everything's starting to make sense now.
Yeah, but so comics wasn't that big a deal. It was like, oh yeah, that's much better than Conan. Do that. No. So I don't know. I was into Star Wars and movies and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to be a truck driver. Like, I didn't have aspirations for comics. So it wasn't until I was in high school and it was everybody was talking about it. It was like the big heydays right before Image was formed. Or at least the heyday of my day.
Do you have regrets about not pursuing the truck driver thing?
Yes. At least as a fallback. No. What's funny is
wasn't that the time that they had the truck driver school?
Yeah. Truck driver school. But I mean, my family, I got a lot of truck drivers in my family, so it's always kind of a thing.
You look like a truck driver. You really do.
Thanks.
Should
I wanted to go into the Navy also. Like I wanted to, I had these wild dreams that if I went into the Navy and worked my way up to becoming a captain of like a ship, that when Star Trek finally happened, I could be the captain of a starship. I legitimately was thinking this way.
You did have some issues as a kid.
Apparently. And I had a lot of Navy family, and I went to San Diego, and they got me onto some ships and things like that. And I realized I was way too big to be in the Navy because I had to duck. I mean, I went into an aircraft carrier, and I had to duck everywhere. And the berths for us were little, like literally filing cabinets without the drawer. It was just a metal cabinet, and I had to do the fetal position to like sleep in it. So that pretty much ended my Navy career, just visiting a ship.
How tall are you actually?
Like 6'2". So it's not that big, but
I'm 6'2", 6'2 and a quarter if you want to get exact. That's what.
Yeah, but you add 275 pounds to that.
That's true.
Big dude.
That is true. Us basketball players always add that quarter inch. So I'm actually 6'2 and a quarter. I'm not just.
It makes a difference in the in the stats.
It does. It does.
I'm always taking the quarter off.
No, man, I used to get pissed off because they'd say, "Well, how tall are you?" I'm 6'2 and a quarter, and they'd just list me at 6'2", and I'm like, "Dude, I'm 6'2 and a quarter."
I have a quarter when I go to McDonald's.
Quarter pounder. A little bit of cheese. Okay, so we talked about rating David's flat files, correct?
Yeah.
So have you guys saw the Wrightson tribute book that was done on Kickstarter? I contributed to it. A bunch of people did.
Oh no.
I saw the campaign, but I never saw the book.
Well, I got the book and it stuck to the end. I got the deluxe edition. So I got the version where it's in a slipcase, and it stuck to the slipcase, and I couldn't get it out. I had to rip the slipcase open
Wow.
to get it, which pissed me off to no end. And it turned out that part of the upper edge of the book was glued, stuck to the
What the hell?
And so that's why it wouldn't come out. And so anyway, but there's a section in the back of the book that's now worthless because I destroyed the slipcase. The special section in this book had like a gallery section of sketches and things. And most of them are from Al Milgrom. His personal collection, right?
Really?
And so he recounts in this book how he got all the, and there are Wrightson stuff that even if you're a big Wrightson fan, you probably haven't seen most of this stuff, if any of it. And he says that this is when Simonson used to live. He and Simonson used to live in the same building as Wrightson and Chaikin, and all these guys lived in the same building, right? And so Wrightson comes, they're hanging out at Simonson.
On purpose?
Yeah. And so Wrightson comes down to Simonson's apartment, as the story goes, according to Milgram here, and says, "Hey, you guys, I'm cleaning out my studio. If you want, some artwork, come on up, take what you want. What you don't take, I'm throwing out. So apparently, Milgram and Simonson started throwing elbows to get up there the fastest, right?
I'm just going to pull my truck around.
Yeah, exactly. And so he said, they were going through the stuff, and he said Simonson was at least a gentleman and kind of felt guilty about taking too much. Milgram apparently had no such qualms, and he took as much as he could get. And so he has all these incredible, like half-finished rights during his prime, like, mid 70s kind of rights and stuff, just really, really killer stuff. And so he has this, incredible collection of rights and sketches that's in this book. And when you brought up, going through David's flat files, it made me think of that. And I was like, man, can you imagine?
I used to do that with Paul Glacy. Steve Matson was my roommate. His was a writer and colorist. We'd go over to Paul Glacy's, and Paul would do that. Oh, you guys want this? And he was giving away a painting that he didn't like.
Oh my gosh.
And he's just like, you guys want this painting? And I'm like looking at it. Do I want that? And just that thought, Steve was like,
yes.
Smash.
Why would you even think about it, Gary?
Caught you slipping.
It's like,
I don't. Yeah, to this day, I regret it. So thanks for reminding me of that story.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up, because I actually wanted you to talk about your Conan graphic novel that you did with Galassi, and Steve colored it.
Right.
And I want you to talk about the process a little bit about that, and then also the coloring process was very different than what we would do today. And
that's the days where they had the acetate overlay of the line work.
Yeah.
And they would make like blue line underneath on like heavy board, and you would hand color the board over the blue line, and then you would lay the transparency of the black line work on top of the color. So the every page was a painting. And depending on the color artist and what techniques they use, Steve used markers, watercolors, gouache, he used airbrush. I mean, just whatever would get the job done. Yeah. It's very, very labor intensive. And then, at that era, that's how graphic novels were colored. And so there are some originals floating around of that process. And that's,
I tried to get the originals that Richmond Lewis did of Iron Wolf, Fires of the Revolution, because she had them, still had them, like even as recently as like a couple years ago during COVID. And I found this site that had all of those that she colored for on Mignola, and I was like, I'll buy all of them. Give me, because they were only like $50. Full painting with the artwork acetate over the top.
There wasn't a big collector market for those.
No,
but they were full paintings.
I'm sure they're all gone now.
Probably. Aaron, before you proceed with the inking, Hidden Hand Media wants me to ask you what happened to that guy's leg.
I was wondering that too.
It's going back down here behind his other leg.
And I missed this.
Craig Smith the second, maybe son of Craig Smith the first. We can only speculate. $5, Craig. Thank you so much. Wasn't there plans for a Magnus live action series? I remember back then it was some chit chat about one being made. Do you guys know anything about that? Did you ever hear anything?
Not heard that.
Nope.
Yeah, not heard that. That would have been if they would have pulled it off. It would have been cool.
Yeah, if they could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man, with Hollywood. There's always chit chat about something, and stuff rarely gets done. That's the unfortunate thing.
Well, you think about how much it would cost to do a Magnus as opposed to how well they could sell it to an audience. You would have to like update it somehow, right? Like,
He would not look like what he looks like.
No,
right?
His mini skirt. Maybe they would actually in today's society.
Yeah, right.
Give him a little purse.
Do you remember the very first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation when they had guys in man skirts for a while, and they kind of ditched that idea?
That never made it to screen, right? That was
no. I think it was like there was a couple episodes where they had guys in the background. They looked like they were wearing kilts or something.
That was like Holder from the Missing show. That was supposed to. Yeah, I think that there is footage. Uh-oh. Super chat. There is footage out there that they did of right before the motion picture. They were trying to do a show, and there were like guys in mini skirts and stuff.
Very, very unsettling. H is for Heretic for $2. Thank you, H. He says Dr. Solar has to pee.
Here we go.
No, I don't have. Look, it's just because I haven't shaded in the bits yet. That's what I think.
Aaron, I'm starting to detect a motif here in the chat.
I'm not responsible for. I'm not responsible for the potty minds in the chat. That's a. Look, rhetoric. Oh my gosh, rhetoric algebelt.
Giblets.
Djibouti.
Giblets. Okay. Rhetoric of giblets? Rhetorical giblets. There it is. Got it.
Rhetorical giblets.
Yeah. We saw dudes in skirts during the saucer separation scenes.
What, a next gen? I missed all that.
Yeah, that's what they're claiming. Craig Smith II says, Aaron, my pops was named Craig Smith Sr., so it was him that came up with giving me the second instead of Junior. Well, the second sounds more like kind of like Thurston Howell, like you sound richer.
Yeah.
Craig Smith
II. You need to add Esquire at the end of that.
Yeah. What is Esquire? I've always wondered that. What does that mean? Bill S. Preston Esquire.
I don't know, but it sounds cool.
It does. It sounds like you got it going on, man.
Craig Smith II, Esquire.
I like that.
Well, I used to have Esquire magazine, right? That must be. It sounds.
No, Aaron, that's no.
Esquire, though. I mean, it sounds like that's something a dude wants to be as an Esquire, right? Okay, here we go. I got to read this. LECG for my PP for $5.
Right.
Duck, goose, duck, goose, duck, wabbit season. Thank you so much. Duck season. Wabbit season.
Tommy. Two Socks. Tommy Two Socks. I almost misread that. Boy. Tommy Two Socks says it's an attorney. A lawyer.
Yeah. Esquire.
Oh.
I did not know that. Thank you. Mr. Two Socks.
Bill S. Preston is an attorney at law.
Well, no, I added the Esquire. I don't. Okay.
Well, no, that was the what is it? Now I'm forgetting the two time traveling goofballs.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Bill and Ted. Bill S. Bill. No, I'm forgetting it. Bill S. Preston Esquire.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that, and that's how I came to understand it. You just add that just to sound fancy.
But apparently
it is an actual thing.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
So that's adding Esquire to your name. That's off the paper.
That is way off the paper, man.
Have you ever used those pens I sent you for Christmas, Kelsey?
Oh yeah. I honestly keep forgetting, and I ran across them earlier today, and I was thinking about using them on this, but
I am using them because I'm going to paint this, and we know now, I can't remember who warned me in the chat that this Pentel brush pen may or may not be
it doesn't.
waterproof. And it's
not.
proven that it may or may not be waterproof. It's not consistent, though.
It's proven that. So it depends on the color. Some of it picks
Well,
it
it
up.
depends on the paper and how much absorption you're getting from the paper to how much it's going to bleed.
It's proving to be indecisive.
Yeah, it's
and it's like that purple ink too, because I've bled those with, I put watercolor on top, and it's that purple kind of ink. You know, when it turns purple, like old Sharpies did.
Right.
Yeah, if it's the same kind of pen, I was not pleased.
Well, no, wait, what pen are we talking about here?
I got those. It may not be Pentel actually. These might be Fudo. I don't know, but it's like it's what a lot of artists were wanting to use. So I got a couple of them, and it's like,
Sounds like manga to me, and that's your problem.
No, I think that's Chris Samney used that.
Well,
you know who he is?
Are you saying that Chris Samney would use a non-waterproof
brush pen?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they knew they were unwaterproof. Or
I would hate to think they were like purposely sabotaging the rest of us. Like, Chris Samney
maybe.
Good.
The chat is missing David. They want to know where David is.
He's having tacos.
There he is.
And there he was. What is he drawing? Robot Fighter. Oh, damn.
Dale A says, where did David A. Williams Esquire go?
If I left him back there much longer, I would have got a phone call.
That's right.
I didn't know you dropped out.
It would have been Grievous. It would have been like, David's waiting on you.
Hey, how did David? How did Kevin's book, his Genie book, do?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't. I launched him, and then I haven't really checked on it. I feel bad. I'm a busy guy, though. You know, things to do.
You just let those kids out to the wild. Go ahead, take care of yourself.
Yeah, go fly, little birds.
Hey, Stroman got in touch with me, or Stroman's people got in touch with me. Apparently, he has people. I didn't know that he had.
Yeah.
Because they're launching Tribe, and they want to come on my Sunday show. And I was like, well, apparently we didn't scare him off too badly the time he was here. So I felt pretty good about that. Oh, update, Ron Garney update.
Oh.
Aaron, sounds like you guys have a great show. I won't be part of it.
That was a compliment and an insult at the same time.
He didn't phrase it like that, but he did say that, which I was afraid of, that he not a big fan of drawing on camera.
Oh, I wish he said it that way. That would have been so great.
Yeah,
you got yourself a nice show there. I ain't gonna be a part of it.
Good for you.
You got my hopes up for a second. Like, that's a way to do it.
And I still haven't heard back from everybody's friend John Beatty, so I don't know what's going on there.
Statistical Zero says, I just saw Kelsey's latest Simple Gestures video. Burst out laughing, made my day.
Good, yeah. I don't think I captured him well enough. So, but
wait a minute, is he laughing at your drawing, or is he laughing at your commentary? That's kind of
a little bit of both.
Well, yeah, those are cool. I really enjoy those too.
Thanks. Yeah. I got a few characters. I'm doing the one for tomorrow is the Plunger from Elon Mudd. So if you're out there, be looking for that one. I like that because it reminds me of everything from Too Much Coffee Man to
Too Much Coffee Man. Oh my god.
Yeah, it sounds like
those Flaming Carrot.
A mystery man character, mystery man.
Yeah, I love those kinds of like off-brand, silly, fun characters. So,
you mean Reed Fleming, World's Toughest Milkman?
Yeah, milk and cheese, right?
Yeah, milk. I remember Milk and Cheese. That was what was that guy's name? Help me out.
Evan Dorkin.
Yeah, Evan Dorkin. That's right.
He even had a comedy name. I mean, Evan Dorkin. I mean,
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
right.
I dropped out. What happened with the Ron Garney thing?
He doesn't like to draw on camera, and he's too busy with his kids during the day to be able to do it. But I mean,
He's
that was
scared
his
of you.
thing. He's like, yeah, he goes, I just don't have time with kids and everything, and because he's like one of those guys who's like my age, but has like 8-year-olds, which I can't even imagine.
Getting started a little later. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got a big family. So he was not a big fan of drawing on camera, which I knew, so I figured that would be a hard sell, but I'd give it a shot anyway. So when you guys
Well, again, he could come on and do what I'm doing, making
well, then you'd be out of a job.
making sage comments.
What if he does it better than you?
Yeah, exactly. What are we going to
That's
do?
true. And then I could get some work done.
There's not another show anymore then. So we're always, I want you to know I'm out there trying to get the big names, but
Speaking,
But they're all like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to do your show. Who's it with, Aaron? Oh,
Chelsea.
I got kids. I got kids.
I got kids. Yeah.
No,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you guys, and this is directed at the chat here, is you guys are like, oh, get so-and-so and get so-and-so. You got to find people that actually don't mind drawing on camera, and that is not easy. A lot of guys don't like to do that.
and who don't mind being around us. That's also not easy.
I was going to leave that part out.
Yeah.
Try and make us look a little bit better, but there could be some of that. There just might be. I'm just, potentially.
Look, I don't mind you passing on the show, but come up with a creative.
The people
way
who
to
don't
do
want
it.
to be on
What was that?
the people who don't want to be on this show is because you have a black guy on the show.
Oh no!
Well, see, that's
Yeah,
that's what all people drop that. I'll go, oh, so you're racist, huh? You don't want to be on the show?
you
You're
got a
racist?
problem with Gary?
Yeah, right. Light-skinned black people offend you.
Is Gary too white? Is that the problem?
High yellow Negroes offend your sensibility.
I don't know if can I laugh at that?
Sure.
Yes, you can.
All right.
You can laugh at it, just don't repeat it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, please don't clip this.
I need to know where the boundaries lie because I often cross them. All right, how's it?
So anyway, I don't know what's up with Beatty. I just don't think he checks his Facebook like once every 6 months. So.
He's kind of short. He's from Florida.
Well, there's
a lot of
that.
things wrong with him.
There's that. John with no H for $2. Thank you, John. Says Kelsey draws the best Valiant cars. There you go.
Yeah. Is that an old Valiant?
Oh, look at this. Some person says he's black. I thought you were Mexican. Holy smokes. What's going on here?
No, that's me. I'm part Mexican because I'm from Texas.
I don't think just because you're from Texas that qualifies you.
I've never done one of those 23andMe, but I've always wanted to because I went to if you go to where the Mormons are, where is that? Utah. If you go to Utah, they do one of the most comprehensive registries of
Wait a minute. Wasn't that a Connie Francis song? Where the Mormons are.
Is that's what popped into your head?
That's exactly what popped into my head. Okay, sorry. Go ahead with your
my nonsense. I tracked my family down all the way to a guy who traveled here from Ireland, I guess, and he married a Blackfoot Indian woman, and that's about as far as I know. But I have to think that there's a lot of other stuff. I mean, we're talking years and years worth of breeding here in America. There has to be a lot in here.
Well,
Always been curious.
Okay, so you got like you got Indian blood in you, indigenous people's blood in you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, well, probably not a lot, but yeah, I got Blackfoot, Indian. Listen,
you get a
David
government
laughing.
grant for
Not
that?
that kind of black, David.
Can you get a government grant for that?
No, well, if you're over a certain percentage, but I think I'm like, 16th.
Just
or less.
under the radar.
Yeah.
You scared Jody says Kelsey's got a black foot, but that's from diabetes.
It's from walking around barefoot.
Oh,
I'm a quarter hobbit, actually.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Jerry Roscoe is here. Jerry Rasco, excuse me, $5. 23andMe, the result would ruin Aaron finding Bigfoot segment.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Found
actually-
him, I guess.
Yeah, it's not finding Bigfoot is actually the name of my segment. So actually, maybe Kelsey would prove to be the link that we've been looking for.
The missing link, yeah. That pretty much describes it. Oh, these are crap markers. These are picking up
I
my
could hear it. I could tell they're crap. I'm not even looking, and I can tell.
Are those dollar store markers?
No, I bought these from China for like
Oh, well, that's better.
no, not really. I got them for like 20, but I got all these for $25.
Well, that's
That's not bad. That's like 10 cents each.
That's all a part of their communist plan to destroy American art.
Well, I got these for like 10, $15. These are
Well,
excellent.
show those America.
Yeah.
Who don't like manga?
Communist plot to destroy American art. I love that. A movie in there someplace.
Speaking of the
Yeah, good
dollar
luck.
store, hold on a
around.
second. You gotta wait.
Wait for it. Robert the Bruce for $9.99. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that very much. Graybeard's an idea for the poll shows character creation based off animals or object. That sounds like furries to me, Robert. What are you getting at?
Yeah.
It would be entertaining to see what crazy characters you come up with. Thanks again for the great content. Thank you for voting for Valiant, Robert.
We got to do the Island of Dr. Moreau episode. Do human
I feel like we did.
animal hybrids.
Didn't we do that? Or we
I
just
don't know.
talk about the Island of Dr. Moreau once?
Yeah, see now that you got too many shows in the hopper that you can't remember what we talked about and what you drew.
Well, there's 59 episodes. I guess I could go back and look, but
I wouldn't be able to remember.
I think I had a story about how I did some storyboards on that one with what's his name?
I don't know.
Girl, what's his name?
Marlon Brando.
That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Didn't we do Burroughs, Edgar Rice Burroughs?
Yeah, I think so.
We did Lord of the Rings. We did Burroughs, because I know I did Deja Thoris and a White Ape, and I painted it. I remember that.
That's true. But that category could have been Babes with Apes.
Could have been. Maybe I should go back through. Oh,
If that wasn't the category, it should be. When are we doing that one?
Yeah. How come we haven't done that yet?
yeah, Babes with Apes. My gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah, you could do Planet of the Apes with who's that chick? Nova? Yeah.
Who's that girl that lived with the apes in real life?
Who's that girl?
Oh, Jane Goodall.
Jane Goodall, yeah.
Not exactly what I had in mind. Actually.
No. She was not a handsome woman.
I love that phrase. Nah, she was a handsome woman.
She's nice bones, but handsome woman.
Oh, that's right. Kurt, she's not exactly a
Salt
woman.
Vampire episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great episode. I thank you. Looking at her through rose-colored glasses.
We
She's
talked about that one time. We
old
asked the women that were in the chat if they liked being referred to as a handsome woman.
Right,
and
right.
They all thought it was an insult. None of them liked it.
Yeah.
Do we have any women in the chat today?
That are handsome?
No, any at all.
Even if they're not handsome, are you?
Yeah, any women at all. I mean, we could have been spitting and swearing all this time.
Where's
There ain't no
creative,
bitches in the chat today.
where's Creative Faye? Where's Angela Lansbury? I mean Angela Curry. Tay Tay is a psyop, says I'm a woman. So there you go. There's
So
one.
so there's women out there watching that are not chatting. They're doing it on the down low.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'll keep it in. I'll keep it tucked away.
Yeah. So we have to keep that in mind.
My humor is what I mean.
Nobody wants to admit they watch the show.
You mean you actually watched the show?
You know, it's funny you should say that.
Did you guys ever watch the show?
I got something
You
for
had that ready.
yeah.
I love that movie. I really do.
Let's see. All the women say. Some person says all the
There's-
women know you're taken, Aaron. Well,
There's Mickey. Mickey, have you been watching all this time?
All the women in the house say, "Hey."
Angela
That
Curry.
girl says Tay Tay is Angela. So are you saying that Angela is like dual identity?
Now we're easily confused.
There's Mickey. Mickey's here.
No, I don't know what to believe.
I know. So there are a few women in the house. Dog.
Okay. Good to know. That's always good to know.
Some catfish, probably.
Mickey
Also,
says Mickey just got here.
What are you talking about?
break out the charcoal. Mickey's here.
Yeah,
Charcoal going.
yeah. Oh, so I wanted to continue regaling you with my adventures in various shopping outlets.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
And I think I may have told this.
Let me get my clip ready.
I may have told this story already. I might have mentioned it on Players Club, but that was a while ago. So it's
Back in the day.
So I was in the dollar store. I do not shop at the dollar store nearly as often as Kelsey does.
I'm there almost every day.
I was in the checkout line with my treasure trove, and this old lady in front of me, this little cute, 4 foot nothing, was kind of causing a ruckus, and she was ready to check out, but she didn't have her purse.
Causing a ruckus.
Yeah, she didn't have her purse, so she's like, "Where's my purse? Where's my purse? Oh, Randy has my purse. Randy has my purse. I don't
Who's
have it."
Randy?
And so she turns to me and says,
Randy?
"Have you seen Randy?"
Oh,
Of course, I don't know who the heck Randy is. And so I respond, "Oh yeah, I saw him. He walked outside."
Oh my God!
I knew it.
you're so bad.
That was one of those. It didn't, make it through the filter things. It just came out of my mouth. And I didn't realize that this woman completely took me seriously. She didn't realize I was joking, because of course I had no idea who Randy is. So when I say this, her eyes get really big and she just panics. It's like, Randy.
Oh, Gary.
Oh no!
And she runs out of the store looking for Randy.
He's been dead for 30 years.
And all this, all her stuff on the conveyor belt, ready to be checked, and she's literally yelling, Randy, why did you go outside? And she runs outside. And so I'm standing there, speechless. I'm looking at the cashiers and they're looking at me with contempt. And so I don't know what to say. I couldn't believe that this woman took me seriously, and I'm just kind of standing there dumbfounded. And then this dude comes walking up with a ponytail. Oh, has anyone seen my mom? I have her hurt.
Randy?
Did you go, Randy?
I said, yeah, you must be Randy. I say, you must be Randy. Your mom went outside. And she's like, what? She went outside? And he took off.
Mom!
Yeah. Of course, Mary's not taking any responsibility. I don't know. She went outside. I don't know the problem.
Yeah. I acted like, I was an innocent bystander. So that's the last I saw of Randy and his mom.
So they never came back and bought.
They did not come back. No, they didn't come back.
Did the employees have any choice words for you, Gary? Just curious.
Well, I got the evil eye when I was checking my stuff out. The guy, there were two cashiers. One was older, two men. One was older, one was younger, and the younger one was telling me how much he really admired his father, that he wanted to be just like him, and he finally reached his goal to be just like his dad, that he became a cashier at the dollar store. And the older gentleman was his father. So it was a father-son operation, and the guy met his life goal to become a dollar store cashier. So that's who my audience was. So I should have known,
Oh, so now
we take this seriously.
Let me see how it is.
What?
Yeah.
What was that episode of Seinfeld where that he was dating that Southern girl, and she wanted to break up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And she goes, I just can't date someone whose work I don't respect. And he goes,
Yeah.
You're a cashier.
Yeah.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
They were probably looking at you funny because that woman does that routine every week, and they say, we know good and well she wasn't outside. Why'd you lie? It's a part of her routine.
Yeah, we almost got rid of her. You just lengthened this for like another several hours. Thanks, pal.
But that's just like when the dude comes, Randy comes and says, has anyone seen my mom?
Like we know who his mom is.
Exactly. And so they apparently this family, they think they're famous, that everybody knows who they are.
Well, what I take from this story
Should have went Sigourney Weaver.
What I take from this story, Gary, is that you continue with these failed practical jokes, but it does not deter you, regardless of the consequences for your actions. You continue to press on.
That's because time and time again, the jokes turn out way better than I had imagined.
He says he's Sam Steranko and makes a kid in a wheelchair cry. But that's good for Gary.
You're combining two different stories.
Well, whatever.
Listen, I made the kid in the wheelchair happy. I didn't make him cry.
Yeah, until he found out that you gave him a fake Steranko.
Well, we don't know what happened. In privacy of his home.
He's happy when he left you. That's all that
He
matters.
probably cried when he realized.
Whether or not the whole thing was a lie doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's when he wept. But I didn't witness it.
When he wept, yeah. I'm sure he wept. I just wasn't around to see it.
I wasn't around to see it. So
yeah, if he
so if a tree falls in the forest,
exactly doesn't make any noise. Nope. According to Gary, it does.
You're not to mow you.
Oh my goodness, that's quality entertainment. That's why I don't do practical jokes, because I actually have a conscience, Gary, and I feel bad if people but not Gary. Gary talks it up.
I felt bad over the Captain America thing. I felt bad, but I felt alive too.
you're not really living unless you're hurting somebody.
That's right. Unless you crush somebody's dreams. Yeah.
Look, if you go frame by frame, you can see the moment his heart broke.
Exactly.
I feel bad, but I feel so good inside.
So yeah, when you said, Gary, I got the call, it was like the best and worst moment of my life.
And
Yeah,
they make for great stories today. You know?
it does.
Yeah.
And still angers and humiliates me. But, you know, hey, it's all about Gary's personal enjoyment and entertainment. That's all that matters. The rest of us are just living in Gary's world.
Are y'all done yet?
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Dude, we're not even. Okay, I'm not going to shorten the show that much.
You had one character to draw.
What do you got? Like
You had
15
one
minutes?
thing you had to do, and you couldn't get it right.
Aaron, is it 15 minutes?
We're about 15 minutes. See, what we want to do is, and when I say we, I mean me, I wouldn't mind having this show just run about 2 hours instead of 2 hours and forever. But we're still not.
Hurry up.
Well, we're not going to end it till I'm done, pal.
Oh, okay.
So,
Aaron,
yeah. Oh, I forgot the signal. The bat signal there. Robert the Bruce for $1.99. Thank you, Robert. He says, Gary equals the reason I was afraid to ask directions. Exactly. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, turn right up into that swamp. The guy gets eaten by an alligator, and he's like, oh, okay. The guy died, but it was hilarious. You know, you're like, wow.
yeah, fell into a vat of human dung with hilarious consequences.
I felt alive, unlike him.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
So the more layers I'm noticing, Aaron, of red you add to that, the closer it's coming to red.
well, you know, I have to admit, I'm not as what's the right word, ballsy as Kelsey is. I'm kind of tentative.
Genetics.
I can see the red on your palette is red, but like when you next to it on the piece of paper, it's orange. Is that a camera trick, or does that?
It's
Your testing paper, is that red, or does
this in real life? This is very red.
Okay.
I know it looks orange, but it's red.
Okay.
It's not Chinese red. It's red, because I am using the red that is not Chinese red. My dog is going freaking nuts. Let me close the door. See if that helps a little bit. Probably not a lot, but a little bit.
Well, I have to blame my grandfather for my love of practical jokes. Not that he played practical jokes; it's just one of the best ones I ever did was on him, and that made me realize
You realize the
there
entertainment
was comedy gold there.
There's gold in them hills.
Yeah, I made a dummy out of some spare clothes. Like I took one of my old shirts and a pair of pants and sewed them together and made hands and feet and sewed them all together, and then stuffed it with like towels and socks. And I set them on the toilet when my grandparents were visiting. But I left the bathroom door unlocked. And so, you know, when you're visiting somebody's house, you go to the bathroom and the door's closed, you knock on the door.
Yeah.
So he knocks on the door. Of course, nobody answers. And he walks in, and I'm in the other room, and I hear him go, "Oh, I'm sorry." And so he comes out and sits down and, you know, watching TV or whatever we're doing. A couple of minutes later, comes in, goes, knocks on the door again. I hear the knock, and then, "Oh, I'm sorry."
How many trips in there before he figured it out?
5 times.
Are you kidding me?
Because he would close the door. And
He
I
wouldn't
figured out
examine.
the
He wouldn't
reason
look
why-
too long.
The reason why is that when you walk in on someone in the bathroom, you don't stand there and gawk.
Well,
You avert. No. Okay.
hey, I mean, they should lock the door. Whose responsibility is it?
Present company excluded. When I walk in on someone, I don't, or I should say the Martins, don't stand there and gawk. We avert our eyes and close the door as quickly as we can. And that's what he was doing. So each time he went back, the door was closed. And so he'd knock on the door and wouldn't get an answer. And the reason why it only went to 5 is because I was laughing so hard that he realized something was up, and he was literally. He told me he was wetting his pants. That's how. That's how serious. Because when you get, and now I can speak from experience. When you reach a certain age, when you got to go, you got to go.
Go, brother.
There's no holding it, and that's the
Okay,
situation
but-
he was in. Yeah.
Why?
So that's what I learned the magic of the prank.
How many people? I mean, who was staying at the house that he would have thought there was like all these strangers in his bathroom?
He told me he thought it was one of my friends.
And that was the only bathroom in the house, which makes the story even worse.
Actually, there was another bathroom, and I don't understand why he didn't. I don't know, but
He liked
it
the
all
toilet height of that
worked
one.
out way better than I had hoped.
Oh my god!
Well, if only he'd have peed his pants, that would have brought it over.
Right, and he made a
Well, he
mess. all
told me
over
he
the
did.
floor.
I
It
didn't
was the
see.
ultimate
I didn't see
forget.
evidence of it, but he told me he did.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody feels better about after hearing that story. I just realized that doing Solar and Red it's almost like a Valentine's Day special.
Oh.
Yeah.
Evil One
Yeah.
says that's why Gary keeps his diapers close.
And
Keep your friends
Because you
close.
still
and your
think
diapers
you can hold it. You still think you have, kidneys of a ute, but you don't.
I gotta pee every time I stand up, man. It's like
I know it's exactly right. You sit here stream for a couple hours, you think you're fine, you stand up and you're like, why is there water running down my leg?
I also have this weird psycho mental thing now that anytime I'm about to stream, even if I'm just doing like a conference call with somebody, before I hit the stream, I immediately have to go pee.
Your body knows.
Before you hit the stream, you have to hit the stream.
I have to go
Right.
stream, yeah.
Gotta create a stream before he starts to stream.
Dad's Den says bathroom chatter is not the Martin way.
Yeah, I'd be
Oh,
like,
look at here. We
hurry
got-
up, man.
Squeak it again.
Squeak it.
Aaron, did you not hear the?
No.
Oh, sorry. I'm deep in thought.
Now you're blocking that sound out.
Leg kick for $2. Thank you, leg kicks, and it made Gary feel alive.
This is what I've been missing all these years.
The Gordox Pub says after 35, never trust a fart. That's
Yeah.
fair.
So true.
Dennis
Yeah.
D. Nolasco, don't cross the streams.
That's right. Yep.
I'm not sure how this is relevant, but Henry Thrun says I used a church bathroom last night. So thanks for
God
sharing.
bless you.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what.
How is that any different than a pagan bathroom?
I used to go to the bathroom conveniently right when they were passing the plate around. Oh, I gotta go.
Excuse me. Yeah, I really got to go. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to rent you, but I already have. Why do you keep asking me for a rent? You've got one.
He's working
Ask
on
one
his
more
car.
time, you're gonna have it taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Gordox Pub says he took a holy sh.
Oh,
Ah! All this is going to be relevant with the clip tomorrow on my channel. We talk about Aaron's character Deuce.
Hey, dude, I had a character called Deuce.
I know that's what the clip is tomorrow.
What I talk about it on here?
The chat gave your character many other names, so I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. Gary was loving it though.
Well, you know, I got bested by Dan Jurgens. That was the story.
Right.
He had to change the
His
name.
deuce was bigger than yours, or at least it arrived earlier.
Or he laid his deuce before I did. So.
All right. Well, don't spoil the clip.
Yeah. Okay. I'll rerun it for you. Start over.
And Aaron, you stirred up a hornet's nest. There's now everybody wants a wrench.
Well.
Those super chats better start flying for them wrenches.
That's right. It costs money to get those wrenches. You know, it's give that stuff away. These kids today think all this stuff is free.
Michael Bancroft. Hey, Michael.
Oh,
They
all the way
call
from
that-
Australia. How about that?
They call that a porcelain confessional.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering, is it true that in Australia the water turns backwards in the commode the other way?
Well,
Counterclockwise? Like in the
from
Simpsons?
their point of view, ours turns backward.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
It's like in the Simpsons where they go in the American consulate to see if the water turns backwards, and they're like, "No, this is American soil," and they hit this big machine that makes it go the other way. Oh, that sounds like America.
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 Citizen Ronan
Done
says,
yet?
I wouldn't take a wrench even if you gave it to me.
Well, that's good. 'Cause I'm not giving you one.
Yeah. How do you not take it once it's bestowed? That's a done deal, right?
Yeah, I'm going to give you one now just to show you have to have it.
I'll teach you.
I'll show you a thing.
I'll show all those in the institute that didn't want wrenches.
I'll curse you all. I'll destroy you all.
No, don't teach them.
You'll all have
Right.
wrenches and
Those that
you'll like
talk
it.
to me.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm I don't know, feeling pretty good.
Evil one says everybody's getting salty about wrenches. Believe me, it's not worth it.
There you go. I know with great wrench comes great responsibility, and it's
That's what Stan said.
yeah, that's right. You got to back it up, man. You gotta post stuff and say nice things to the
You're
host.
holding the wrench thread over people now. Robert the Bruce says, "I'll pay not to have a wrench."
See, it's just okay. It all
See, Robert, you're in trouble. Do you hear how he said, "Okay"?
His fingers on the button.
if that's how you want to.
Okay. Blarg.
This is a fairly successul piece I got going here.
If you say so.
Well, I may be the only one who said it, but I'm going to say it.
No, it's looking good. That it does look like red. It does indeed.
And for me, that's a win right there.
Yeah.
Actually,
David's looking good too, if partially.
Yeah, I'm befuddled now. What does fairly successful mean?
well, it's not all the way like wow. You know, it's not
Isn't
like
it just it's like black and white? You're either successful or you're not successful.
well, no, it's kind of like Citizen Kane, successful. Magnificent Anderson's fairly successful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Kelsey gets that.
I don't think Citizen Kane was successful at all. They was,
Well, financially,
No, from a filmmaking standpoint.
yeah.
I just saw a whole thing on the Academy Awards and how it was snubbed.
Yeah, but it's because of Hearst.
They were bringing up the fact that I'd forgotten this entirely, that when Schindler's List was out, everybody was expecting it to win Best Picture because it won Best Director, won Best Everything. It was an outstanding film for that year. And what won Best Picture
You're
was
talking.
Shakespeare in Love.
You're talking about.
Oh, that's right.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
Schindler's List. That
Yeah.
was.
I think that was the last time I watched the Academy Awards.
No,
Yeah.
it was the
Weinstein.
war movie. What was the war movie? It wasn't Schindler's List.
Oh,
it was
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private
Okay.
Ryan. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But-
so that all right.
Did you guys?
So Schindler's List did win, though, right?
Yeah. Did you guys actually see Shakespeare in Love?
I think so. Yeah,
It was
Bad.
really good.
Yeah, it's just a good movie.
Well directed.
That's like back when you could like go to a movie and it's like, I don't know what this is about, and then you could just get entertained for like a couple of hours.
Right.
Oh, that was fun.
No, it was an excellent movie, but here's the problem. And I read this article and I thought it was very interesting. They said that a lot of times the Academy Awards reflects the political situation of the day. And so you had, this was the Clinton Monica Lewinsky time period. And so that like led to Shakespeare having infidelity with, Gwyneth Paltrow. And that's kind of what made that, push that film.
Well, they've analyzed it a lot, and the word is now, after they've gone over the details of what really happened there, Weinstein lobbied really hard to get that movie as Best Picture. Like there's only
Wasn't that Weinstein's like everyday deal, lobbying really hard?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in Miramax's defense, though, they did some outstanding films. I really liked Miramax films, but yeah, that was one of those situations where I think that since then they've kind of corrected some things. I don't know if that's still possible, but actually, they were showing that some trade magazines still have like Barbie. Consider Barbie for best cinematography, things like that. So they still lobby hard for all this stuff.
Yeah. That's all part of
Variety and all that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
They actually, and they send out, we used to, when I was in film school, one of my roommates, his dad was an entertainment lawyer, and they got to vote on the Academy Awards. And so he would get like free passes, and they would like have premieres for just Academy members to go and watch these movies, and or not premieres, but they would have special screenings. And we went and watched one year, and so they would really, I mean, they'd spend money to try and get these people to basically buy their votes. So it's amazing that the best picture of the year actually wins occasionally. By all the shenanigans that goes on. Yeah,
I'm real curious. I still have not seen the Korean movie that won.
The Parasite?
Yeah, I know that. I love that guy's films. I mean, I've seen a bunch of them, and they're all excellent. So I'm sure it's a great movie. But you got to wonder, why did that really win with all the political stuff going on in Hollywood?
Right. Well, of course. And Tarantino still said, I just saw an interview with him. He says that he still thinks Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's his best film.
Which one did you say?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is what lost to.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it is or not, because I haven't seen that many Tarantino films, but I did find it interesting, and that's. To me, that's a plus.
I still think Pulp Fiction's a masterpiece. I could still watch that and be entertained today.
That did win, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it won Best Screenplay for sure. I don't know if it won Best Picture.
I think it won Best Picture.
Yeah, but they were talking about the history of this, and it started with Deer Hunter with Michael Cimino.
Right.
And they did some test screenings, and it didn't do that well.
Right.
So they hired the guy that did Grease to do the marketing campaign. So they released it in just a few theaters, and then they dumped it into a ton of theaters right before the award season. And of course, that had everybody talking. Oh no, yeah, they put it in a few theaters, got a nomination, and then dumped it in a ton of theaters with nominated for Best Picture, blah blah blah, and that made everybody want to go see it. So it became like a huge hit after that.
Well, they also did a test screening of that movie, and they were afraid that the wedding scene, which I think takes an hour at the beginning of the film,
Yeah,
they said it was too long. But when they cut it, they said the film didn't do as well with the audience because the characters weren't as established. Right. So they didn't care enough about them. So that wedding scene, they put it back in its entirety.
It's like, have you ever seen a Pacino film? Or a Cimino film? I mean, they're pretty long.
Yeah. Well, no, I saw Deer Hunter, and that's pretty much it. Heaven's Gate, just there's nothing about that movie that appealed to me. I'm not a Chris Christopherson fan, and
yeah, neither am I.
You might like
about it that made me want to go see it.
You might like Year of the Dragon with Mickey Rourke.
I heard that was good.
He plays like a detective in Chinatown, fighting with Yakuza and whatnot. And
sounds like a manga movie to me.
No, it's like an old school 80s Yakuza ninja Mickey Rourke movie, but it's Cimino, so it's definitely more about the characters, and there is some massive shootout scenes in it though. I mean, it's some pretty impressive stuff.
Well, he also did Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, which
is great. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt, guys. Catch up on the chat. Wizard Sleeves is asking, can you guys ever get David Finch as a guest?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I don't know why. For Finch, it would probably be slumming. I mean, because he's got 450,000 subs. Why would he come on our stream and draw when he can be on his stream and draw?
Can we go on his stream and draw?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need to do. Forget that.
And John is flabbergasted. What? Not a Christopherson fan? That's right, John.
I love Christopherson, man. He was in Blade.
Oh well.
Yeah, okay.
He played Whistler.
Oh,
I remember his name.
Who played Whistler's mother, though?
What's her name from Smoking the Bandit?
Sally Field.
Sally Field, yeah.
She has played everybody's mother at some point.
It just sounds like a character she'd play, Whistler's mother by Sally Field.
Yeah. Perfect casting right there. Robert DeBruce says, Kelsey, you should watch Outrage if you haven't.
Oh, what's that one? Outrage. I don't know if I've seen that one.
That's the feeling that the people in the chat get when they watch the show.
Oh, really?
Kelsey, you're done, right?
Yeah.
David, you're done.
Outrage. Yeah, this movie rocks. Yeah. With Beat Takashi. Or I call him Eat the Sushi.
Okay.
David is in the chat, and he's asking me to ask Ron, is he done yet?
Yeah, see, I am.
He's
I'm
signing
signing
it
off right now. Okay. So we did it, guys. We did it in about 2 hours, which I think is reasonable.
Isn't that what it usually is?
Well, no, we start. We do the
show.
drawing for 2 hours, and the show goes to 4:30. Then we talk again. So it sometimes gets to be about a 3-hour show, which is completely unnecessary for men our age. And
I agree.
so let's take a look at what we've achieved today, starting with me, of course, because why not?
Nice legs.
He's got legs.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, you did his visor wrong.
What?
Screw you.
I like the rendering on the leg.
I know it's supposed to be straight across, but I gave it a little bit of functionality. So.
What? Wait a minute. What is that? Is that manga writing? What is that?
Yeah, that's Japanese.
Is that
It says
Japanese?
in your face, Kelsey.
Just like, Aaron, your reaction to David's comment, it reminds me when I was young, like showing my samples at a con and like still in high school, and the artist was telling me all about how I should fix my anatomy and, proportions and perspective and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but look at that gun. Did you notice that gun?
Don't you think this sort of has like a elegant flow, like a Barry Windsor Smith?
He looks like
I could tell you'd fit right in with Valiant. Yeah.
I never worked for Valiant. Isn't that weird? I never did. I mean, not while I did a couple pinups, I guess I did, but not.
I did a Ninja cover for him.
So did I. I did a Ninja cover with a Chinese dragon on it. It was kind of fun. Anyway, there you go. That's my Solar Man.
Before we move on,
Adam. Yeah, I see it. I see it. The Vespa guy for $5. Gary, you finally lost a show today. Taking Bruce out of your book was just hurtful, and it cost you. I'm not that mad. I'm mad. I'm just disappointed.
okay.
Gary, you finally lost a show today. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Bruce Lee, of course. This is going to follow you around as long as those corn dogs.
It might be. Yeah, I was. It wasn't an easy choice, but I stand by it.
I've got a feeling that if we were keeping track, and this was a competition, this would be top 3 easy. This little
easy
little white acrylic there for the highlight. Just Okay, let's see what David has half finished. Let's see.
No white acrylic. Wait,
that.
It's backwards.
Is it frontwards? Is it backwards? Is it frontwards?
I think that's correct.
That's awesome.
He's punching from left to right. That makes sense.
Is he a lefty though, or is he ambidextrous? I love how he's got the judo chop, because didn't he do that?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I like it the other way. I like it the other way.
Really?
Yeah, left to right.
Yeah, it's left to right reading motion. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I guess he's a lefty.
So, well, he can go either way.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, it could be the middle panel of the page. And you
that could be the
left to
superhero
right.
weakness that he can't use his left hand or can't use his right hand or whatever.
Well, didn't he he had robot karate? Didn't he know something like that? And he was always chopping people. And
Yeah,
stuff?
he knows the weak points. Yeah,
It looks like he's playing the most brutal game of rock, paper, scissors, right? Like he's got rock and paper against this guy's scissors.
That's right. He's like, I'll give you scissors.
He's like, paper, I win. Psych, it's rock. No,
Exactly.
No, look at this. This is kind of a left-handed compliment from Wizard Sleeves. He says, Aaron, have to admit, not your best, but very nice nonetheless. Wow. Ouch. Well, I guess I'll just quit the show now.
It's somewhat successful.
Yeah.
Hey, you totally won.
Vespa guy says, knife hand for the win.
There you
There
go.
you go. Not a competition, though. Let's not get carried away. Very nice. Is that 11 by 17?
Yes.
Once again, David going big or going home.
Will you be inking this?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would love to see that inked.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I should send it to you to ink it, Gary.
I'm
Yeah.
sending it to you, Gary, so you can.
You done messed up, son.
I'll be
Evil one wants to know if David's Magnus swings both ways. I don't know if that answers.
Well, he has a skirt on, so
He's swinging at least, that's for sure.
He's all in. All right, let's see what Kelsey's done for us today. Oh,
All right, so I got this is I've been on this Frank Miller kick lately, and this just made me think of a Frank Miller bit where he's jumping up in the air, slicing through this guy's car. But
should have had one of his arms come off.
yeah, right. But now that I think about it, I'm like, he's already jumping off the cliff. Why is he trying to cut him in half at the same time? I guess just to make sure.
right, yeah. Well, maybe there's
Where did Ninjak jump from to get there?
the hood.
He's going from right to left.
Well, no, he was right here, and then he jumped up, sliced, and then the inertia is carrying him along, so he'll be going off the cliff as well.
That must be one heck of a sword.
Yeah, of course. It's
Very
Ninjak
sharp.
sword.
Very sore.
I
Ninjak
really,
steel.
really like this one. I like it a lot.
Oh, thank you.
It's awesome.
Wait a minute here. He says Robert the Bruce is confused because he says Kelsey wins again. There's nothing to win. It's not a competition. Wizard Sleeves. Now he's yelling at me. Aaron, buddy, constructive criticism. You have way better stuff. You seem distracted. Wow, he's just piling on. I'm gonna have to put it. Wizard, you're going in timeout. No, I'm kidding. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter if it hurts my feelings. Don't worry about me. Be like Gary. Don't worry about my feelings.
And the car is a very terrible rendition of an old Thunderbird, which is like my favorite old car. But
Wizard
you think
Slaves
I'd know how to
Kelsey. The motion art is kick ass.
Thanks.
There you go.
Skull Masher said, I won because Magnus is the best out of all of these characters.
Well, you know,
skirt and all.
Yeah, the guy wears a skirt. I don't know what that says about Magnus, but
I'm sorry, but in my world, a ninja wins every time.
Michael Bancroft helps me out here. It's a Hattori Hanzo sword.
There you go. Look, if it was Magnus the robot fighter and he was a robot, I'd be way more into it.
Toshiro says Bo Duke's last ride.
Oh, I should have made it the General Lee. That would have been fun. But that would have been sacrilege as a Southerner to have it cut in half, though.
Repaint it. All right.
No, if it was the General Lee, he would have jumped and hit Ninjak, flying him off the cliff. It would have been completely the other way around. You can't be slicing up the General Lee. Sorry.
Henry Bemis says that Dodge Dart had it coming. So.
Kind of, yeah.
Had it coming.
Pablo Romero says Kelsey wins, flawless victory. Jeez, you guys, do I have to post the rules that this is not a competition and we shouldn't be pumping people up, you know, and making other people feel less? You know, I'm just saying.
Unless it's me, yeah. No, we what's kind of car is this? What are they? Stofries used to call it a Chevy not POS. A POS. Yeah. That's but there was like I forget. It's where it's not really a car. You know, it just looks like a car. It's just not anything in particular.
Now,
it's a comic book car.
Mickey's chiming in here, and she says, "I don't think any of these are good." So there you go.
Okay, good. Keep us humble.
You might have to send them to me so I can check it in person. She says. So,
with her lighter, yeah. You got to burn them all.
Gordok's Pub is like, why isn't it Knight Rider? He said, if you did Knight Rider, then you'd have something.
Again, I don't know that he would. You can't slice through Knight Rider. He's as hard as steel.
It would have been the Batmobile.
Yeah, if David had done it, it would have been the Batmobile.
Yeah. I just love Kelsey's answer. What are you, crazy? You can't slice through Knight Rider?
No, it's impossible.
Michael Bancroft telling us the way things are in Australia. He says, no, the winner will be showered in glory while the losers will be booed until my throat is sore. So that's, wow. Magnus could have beat Knight Rider. See, look what started in the chat now.
See, that's maybe Magnus would have beat Knight Rider. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness! No, you guys did storytelling. I did. I did posing. So I give it up to the storytellers today for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to up the ante here for an hour and a half.
I know. But remember, last week I had multiple characters taking the guy to the grave. It was, and
a whole extra hour.
I know. I needed a little rest. And relaxation. So I kind of took it easy, did a little figure drawing, and got the heck out of Dodge. So,
look, I want to congratulate, my panelists, my co-panelists here. You guys did your best.
I did not. I downshifted. What are you talking about?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for us this week on Graybeards. I will tell you this. Next week, David will pick the categories that you get to vote on, so we can ensure that Batman will somehow be in there, and we'll see what else he comes up with. I want to thank everybody for the super chats. I want to thank you guys for joining us. We couldn't do this wonderful show without your participation. It is, of course, the best draw stream on the interwebs, and we owe it all to you guys, and we thank you. And I'm shaving away my tear of joy and sadness. So anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe, have fun, and join us here next week on this very channel at this very time for Graybeard's Studio. Thanks, guys. See you next time.